Mr. President, I come to the floor today to announce the introduction of emergency legislation to provide relief to students and young graduates who are drowning in debt. Make no mistake, this is an emergency. Student loan debt is exploding, and it threatens the stability of our young people and the future of our economy. Outstanding student loan debt now totals $1.2 trillion, and each year, students are taking on more and more and more debt. The federal watchdog agencies like the Federal Reserve, the Treasury, and the Consumer Protection Bureau are all sounding the alarm. Every day, this exploding debt stops more and more young people from moving out of their parents' homes, from saving for a down payment, from buying a home, from buying cars, from starting small businesses, from saving for retirement, from making the purchases that keep this economy moving forward. It doesn't have to be this way. Congress set interest rates on student loans at artificially high interest rates that generate extra money for the government. The GAO recently projected that the government will bring in $66 billion just on the slice of student loans from 2007 to 2012. Those are the kinds of profits that would make a Fortune 500 CEO proud. We should cut those interest rates, and we should cut those government profits. We should give our young people a break and boost our economy. This morning, 24 senators joined together to introduce the Bank on Students Emergency Loan Refinancing Act, which will do just that. The idea is simple. With interest rates near historic lows, homeowners, businesses, and even local governments have refinanced their debts. But many people who took out a student loan before July 1st of last year are locked into a rate of nearly 7%. Older loans run 8%, 9%, and even higher. We need to bring those rates down, and we need to do it now. Bank on Students would allow student loan borrowers the opportunity to lower their interest rates on old loans to match the rates that the government offers to new borrowers today. That's 3.86% for undergraduate loans, 5.41% for graduate loans, and 6.41% for plus loans. Now, I want to be clear. Those rates are still higher than what it costs the government to run its student loan program. Our work will not be done until we have eliminated all of the profits from the student loan program. But this legislation is an important step in that direction. 40 million borrowers in this country have student loan debt. 40 million. And many of those individuals could save hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year with this bill. They need this help now. Last year, nearly every Republican in Congress, in the House and in the Senate, voted for the exact same loan rates that are in this legislation. Republican leaders, like Speaker of the House John Boehner, embraced 3.86% for new undergraduate borrowers as consistent with Republican policy proposals. Okay, it may not be my preferred rate, but if Republicans believe that 3.86% is good enough for new undergraduate borrowers, then it should be good enough for existing undergraduate borrowers who also worked hard to get an education and need to refinance their loans. This legislation won't add a single dime to our deficit. The Bank on Students legislation adopts the Buffett rule, which limits tax loopholes for millionaires and billionaires. And it requires that every dollar we bring in as a result of that change goes directly to supporting lower interest rates on existing student loans. Refinancing won't fix everything that's broken with our higher education system. We need to bring down the cost of college, and we need more accountability for how schools spend federal dollars. But the need for comprehensive reform must not blind us to the urgency of addressing the massive debt that's already crushing young people. This is a question of economics, but it is also a question of values. These young people are saddled with student loan debt not because they went to the mall and ran up charges on a credit card. They worked hard and learned new skills that will benefit the country and help us build a stronger America. They deserve a fair shot at an affordable education. This is personal for me. I was the first person in my family to graduate from college. I went to a commuter college where the tuition was $50 a semester, and it opened a million doors for me. I got a fair shot because I grew up in an America that made it a priority to invest in young people. I believe in that America, an America that puts students ahead of billionaires, an America that puts education within reach of every kid who works hard, an America that will give every kid a fair shot at building a future.